Today we're gonna review a classical 90s video game based off a movie. Today we're gonna review Tarzan, one of my favorite jungle movies of all time, about a young person named Tarzan, and like in the film, was taken care of by his parents until the ship catch on fire and build a home out of wood and get murdered by Savor the leopard and raised by gorillas. Doesn't become an ape man he is, seen in his kid form. The basic story is about Tarzan living in a jungle life full of animals like lizards, snakes, spiders, furry animals, also lemurs, monkeys, rhinos, and all types of animals in the jungle. Or in the film, Tarzan grows up as a young man and meets other people besides animals, like Jane Potter, who's been rescued by Tarzan.
But this game is really about you. So find a Tarzann and get a bonus item. And still think Tarzan is a weird name.
Oh, sure, Target's not a weird name for her.
Hey, sure. Tarzan, try throwing fruit at those Reno baboons. Looking good, and they are history.
Yeah. Anyways, the movie is pretty good. Really, really good. Same goes to the sequel, which I'll get to those movies pretty soon. In the film, well, in the game, you're collecting fruits for health, and collecting coins just to get a high score to get the game 100%. I played this game before when I was younger, and the movie came out exactly the same time as the movie did. On the N64. This game is on both 64 and PlayStation 1. I almost forgot it was also on Game Boy Color, which is not really the best game out there that you play young Tarzan all the time. Yeah, like every word that Turk says. This explains everything about how the game works. But what Turk does not explain is there's over 15 or 20 levels in this game. The bonus stages are pretty fun and alright. But you don't play Tarzan all the time. You do play different characters like Turk, who doesn't attack but just avoid enemies. And you play Jane Potter later on in the game being chased by a bunch of baboons, just like in the film. And just like in the movie, you can swing vine to vine, and tree toward other trees, and most likely climb in underneath some tree branches here and there. Or how many lives you have to collect in this game. I played the game on hard mode because I'm a pro at it. But after me dying over and over again because of the other stage, it gets even harder later on in the game. And getting to the treehouse was a hard part. Or I had to keep on revisiting the same first stage over and over again just to get unlimited lives, collecting coins. just like in the film, you go to these levels, which to this game's credit, it does have interesting voice acting and good soundtrack, playing Son of Man, and even though the music is like meant for little kids, and I mean it is a Disney game, even after all. Oh. Also, every time you die, you can have a checkpoint by butterfly since you way back where you were at. Not to mention you have to get some different types of fruit weapons that are very powerful and defeat all sorts of tougher enemies in the game. And collect bananas for extra health. And like I said, every time you die, you come back to the checkpoint you're at. And make sure you collect pretty much enough of items and other things throughout this entirety of the game. Also, you can jump on some animals that are bouncy to jump on, including Tentor, the elephant you just jump on. Also, I like it when Tarzan pounds on the ground and he makes monkey sounds. Kind of like me when I'm waiting for my pizza rolls. Even his adult self does that too. You can pick weapons like the spear or a knife. I do like playing young Tarzan than adult Tarzan, even though they play exactly the same. But what I do not like about this game is the Stampede stage. It's almost impossible to collect all of these without dying and trying to collect all the coins. Because if you don't outrun the Stampede, Tarzan will get ran over and die. Just like that. Or take that long shortcut, you'll be pretty much dead. Not to mention the surfing, just like in the film. How Tarzan had to surf in the game too, just like in the movie. Not to mention Kerchak, the gorilla, doesn't like humans in his jungle since they lost their baby to the evil Sabor. But speaking of the character, Sabor is a female leopard, and Tarzan and his defeat her once and for all, just like in the film. They use clips from the movie, which is pretty good if you already watched the film before, already on DVD and Blu-ray. So, to cut to the chase, and also using James Potter's umbrella, you'll lose as a force field on the baboons start chasing after you in the game. And the rest of it is just harder parts of the game, just more jungle levels. Until Tarzan ends up in a boat level, which you have to start scrolling around in the stage where you're supposed to go. Oh, and I like it how the henchmen just don't bother ready to fight Tarzan and just doing their thing, just wander around aimlessly. The next stage you ride Tentor, or the elephant, just avoid those traps as much as possible. And race to the finish. And Tarzan's weapons are throwing fruits at them too, and disable the gorillas. Those from the bad guys as well. And now we get to the final stage, facing Disney's villain, which I forgot to mention to say, he's in this game, Clayton. That his goal was to capture all the gorillas that sent them to their circus so he could be rich and famous. He becomes a gentleman in the beginning of, like in the movie, but he wants to not get rid of only Tarzan, but wants to take care of the animals as well to sell their fur. And I would say Disney's villain Clayton is one of the best villains I've seen in a 90s film. At the deal, we are best to avoid him from dangerous things falling towards you. And because if you stop, Clayton will throw you off the edge and you're dead. I do like this final stage where you have to outrun him while other animals are trying to stop you from reaching to the top. And once you get to the top, you finally get to take down Clayton, and he's pretty easy as long as you avoid his attacks. It's plain and simple. Throw as much fruits at him as possible, avoiding his knives and his gunshot. And he is done with, which is right about... Come on. Right about now. And those of you already watched the movie How Clayton Dies, you pretty much will never forget the way he would have that amazing death used from the film. He gets hanged it. Anyways, that was Tarzan for the PlayStation 1 and 64. My thoughts? It's a pretty good game. It's actually amazing. Perfect voice acting, perfect soundtrack, perfect graphics, and everything about this game is wonderful. You can easily beat this game in probably in like 2 hours, because it's not that long if you have to revisit the same levels over and over again. It's actually worth the challenge. I give Tarzan for the PlayStation 1 and N64 an 8 out of 10. Anyways, leave a like and subscribe if you want me to do more Disney video games like these ones based off films. So, see you then, folks, once I talk about something very interesting. See you around, mates.